history with those clubs. After Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski. I mean, we can go on in the Andrea Pirlo with Juventus, AC Milan. There's too much history with these clubs that they can't be overshadowed. Now, I think there'll be a divide, and with these, MLS could be very profitable. The thing is, they need to sort out a ton of issues. And this Barco signing suddenly allows soccer fans to be more invested with their club and more investment in transfers. It's not going to attract – David Beckham attract neutrals, right, because of the name. Barco is not going to attract neutrals. It's only going to bring soccer closer together. It's going to continue to make the community grow, but it's not going to necessarily grow in size.
No, I agree with that. Because the common fan doesn't care about Ezequiel Barco.
I can guarantee you I could go around to any soccer fan, they're not going to know. MLS fan, a majority of them might not know, but neutrals who follow soccer in the sense of just the Premier League, might have an eye on MLS, honestly could care less or wouldn't be able to tell you. They probably think you're saying Barcelona wrong.
I mean, no, you're right. I think finally we see this transition to... The thing is, I think in sports sometimes we're too loyal to a player, like the player name. I think when you watch Atlanta United play coming up, because Barco's a very exciting player, you're going to see an attractive football that's going to be exciting. And I think that's what's going to attract the soccer guy, the neutral fan. It won't be the name. It won't be the name of Barco.
No, but what I can't stand is them playing on that turf. That kind of...
Oh, we got the grumpy old turf argument.
No, but
get off my turf.
I hate the turf. Stupid. This is stupid. Never mind. I agree though. It's going to make Nagby.
Yeah.
Barco, Almiron,
Villalba, Martinez. You have Jeff Lorenowitz coming back.
Wait, you know what's even better? You know if I were Atlanta United supporter, I'd be jumping up. What's even better is guess what goalkeeper they signed? Guess who just came in from the USL? They went in and posted a youngster. They also got an American who impressed, who made his name on ESPN.
Mitchell Hildebrandt from Cincinnati.
Yeah. He one of the best keepers in USL, and Atlanta saw an opportunity to grow in that direction too. Atlanta United is marketing themselves through just transfers alone, and that outside of LA and New York and
LAFC or LA Galaxy,
both.
Bet.
Outside of those clubs, not a lot of clubs have done that. So Atlanta United is sitting there taking the MLS Blue Book, literally shredding it in pieces, getting up from the table, giving everybody the middle finger, and tell them to go find their own plan, because this is not how we're going to do it here.
And let me tell you something. Atlanta United, watch out. Watch out. I think they're going to be a very good team coming into the MLS season.
So back to that 2 year, because we're going to move on to one more segment. That 2 year contract clause of 30%. Atlanta United, I think what they're trying to do with Barco, and maybe the question is, I think they'll sign somebody either next offseason too. They're going to splash the cash, because I think Almiron might be on his way out sooner rather than later.
Sell early. Sell before he starts declining.
Yes.
And he's almost entering the age of, you don't know yet, because he's 23.
Somewhere he's still young, but
so he's still
starting to grow. He's starting to get to his maximum. But the thing is, they need to win a trophy, because I want them to compete in the Champions League. Because when you can get them to play in a Mexican club, and this goes back to the Jonathon Gonzalez's of the world, maybe you can get some of those Mexican Americans to be like, you know what? I was maybe born in America. My parents live in America. Maybe it's easier to get to an American club. Atlanta United is a brilliant example, not for South Americans, but even Mexican Americans, and trying to shift that tide. Because if Club America or Chivas or one of these big clubs in Mexico comes to a Mexican American youngster, no brainer. I'm going to go to this club. It's a no brainer. This is brilliant opportunity, right? Or if you have this rise, I don't think it exists in MLS yet. You don't see these youngsters at 18 breaking in to the squad. And this Barco signing is going to shift a lot of things because he's 18 years old. He can't legally drink in America for another 3 flipping years. And he could win the MLS Cup. What do you think they're going to do when they win MLS Cup?
Pop bottles of water.
What are they going to do? Just water? Just him in the corner with some water?
Hose him or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, apple juice?
Apple cider.
Apple cider? Something like that. God, watch out for them. Any last thoughts?
Just really excited. I mean, this MLS season's going to be fun. I'm going to renew my MLS Live so I can watch a lot more Atlanta United.
Yeah, I'm going to steal his password. Don't come after me,
government.
No,
you're not.
You know, it's a really interesting story and absolutely became, I'm going to say, in the spotlight of U.S. soccer's promotion and relegation because of the failure of the national team. Because you have presidential candidates.
It's been highlighted, you know? And you have candidates, like you were about to say. I totally cut you off.
That's
presidents,
thunder.
candidates saying, you know, promotion relegation this, you know, iterations by Winograd. We had Ronaldo, Martino come out and support. Other people saying it's not viable. Many people on message boards saying I would say you're stupid for thinking promotion relegation can be a thing. This, this.
I wonder where, because obviously we are fans, or we the media in Armand's and I cases.
I'm not a fan.
No, just generic soccer fans or media. Not media, just fans. Do they? Because obviously, promotion relegation has nothing to do with them. It's not their it's not their money. So it's all the fans. It's not their money that they're losing. It's like when in baseball, because there's no salary cap.
When like the Yankees splurge,
or who cares? It's not your money, right? I mean, the argument is not your money. So yeah, why not? If there's a good player, why not sign him for a $500 million contract? I wonder with the promotion relegation, because what do they have to lose with it? Right? These fans, so quote unquote, calling it stupid. I think it's not a stupid idea. I think Martino and Ronaldo are brilliant soccer minds. They've played, they understand it. And Martino came out with a very interesting plan here.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, I think some people are very realistic and say this is not the case. I think all fans would love promotion relegation within soccer. We just got to figure out, because the league was not structured with promotion relegation in mind. That's one thing. It's like FC Dallas trying to build a roof over that side of the stadium. It wasn't built with the roof in mind. I have no idea why. They'd have to do something with the structure, and it's very tough.
You talked to construction.
Yeah. It's tough. Talk to Dan Crook about that. So Martino came out with this progress plan, which is a 12-year strategy for creating an open-tiered professional structure. I'm going to go through it real quickly. Announced it today. One, you'd freeze MLS, USL, NASL, and adult league expansion starting in 2024. And when I say NASL, I'm assuming you can replace it with NISA, because it looks like the NASL is on its last limbs. Hopefully not.
I mean,
hopefully not.
It's been reported that Miami FC might
go to the USL,
and they have
India 11's gone.
Well, for Miami FC, the decision has to be made quick.
Yeah, season's starting up. I mean, I don't know. It's looking kind of dire for NASL. We hope they survive. Good people will lose. Good people will lose their jobs.
We're going to lose one of the biggest clubs in America. The New York Cosmos. Yeah, historically speaking, the New York Cosmos will be interesting. The question is, maybe they'll get
NISA coming out.
Push with that, or maybe they'll just go to USL. The problem is USL is going to have to create a third division.
There's going to be something going on, but that's what's
besides the point.
Yeah. Number 2, you say transition single entity contracts and have home offices responsibilities to clubs by 2024. Aim to be European competition calendar with winter break in the next 5 years.
Oh, he wants to push for a European calendar.
Allow promotion relegation between USL and NASL from 2024 to 2030. Start bidding summer of 2026 for 6 years. Escalating TV contract linked to accelerators for rights to the top division 2030-2036. Start bidding summer of 18 for 6-year NASL and USL TV contract for 2024-2030. Open system to adult leagues in 2038 to create 6-tiered professional soccer. Any creation of clubs after 2024 deadline we recognize as non-league without the possibility of promotion into this professional soccer league.
Without?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it kind of got a little dark.
That's an because can you in England create a club? You create a club, and Wimbledon's a great example.
Yeah,
you create a club and you climb the ladder. I think that's a small mistake right there.
Yeah, I think it is. I think with some tweaking you can figure it out.
But sixth league. That's a ton of clubs. The question is, do we have those clubs in place?
Absolutely.
Well, how many multi-city clubs will we have? Oh, I can't wait. Dallas City, FC Dallas, Houston, Dynamo, Houston United. You're just in Texas, but say Massachusetts, you got one in Boston. You could have one. You could have the Kraft.
Listen to Steven rambling.
Springfield, ooh.
But
New York, you have one in Buffalo.
Stop it.
That's a ton of clubs. I love it.
But let me just say this: the toughest thing is going to be that European calendar. Because
I don't think that's it's pretty simple.
Because let me say. Here's what MLS is going to do every single time you mention this. All right, we don't agree. If MLS is not on board with this, nothing is going to happen.
You create another D1 league.
Okay, let them do that. Do you think it will reach the popularity? We're seeing Barco go to MLS.
How many MLS
players and coaches would rather go to the MLS than a second division that has another first division as promotion relegation?
The argument for MLS against promotion relegation is the fact that this is weird. There's no pressure for relegation, so these players have a little bit of comfort. But obviously,
if you're a player, would you rather play in the MLS or let's say there's another league that's kind of close in
NISA wants to develop this promotion relegation plan.
Would you rather play? Let's say the NISA is developed as close to MLS's level. Would you rather play in the MLS or NISA? You'd rather play in the MLS. There's less pressure
because there's more history too.
There's less pressure. Bigger. Forget the history. There's less pressure.
League's bigger.
More money.
Exactly.
It's all about that. I don't think it's as easy as let's sanction one D1. All right, it's okay. If MLS doesn't agree, it doesn't matter. No, MLS has to agree. How are you going to force them to agree? You can't. You can't. Well,
here's one thing: you just don't give them.
You can demote them at D2 sanctioning. Say D1 has promotion relegation, but outside of that, you can't. What's going to force MLS to do that? What?
Would that even impact anything?
It might. I'm not sure off top. It kind of makes it minor league.
Think about it. Here's another interesting.
Then that's a big balls move right there to demote them to D2.
Question is, Martino has a plan for what, 2024? 30. Will he still be U.S. president then? How could there not be a U.S. president comes in and basically kind of do what Trump does and kind of just, or every president does,
rip it all up.
Rip it all up and start from scratch and have their own plan.
I don't know. It's
because here's another. I like what's interesting in Martino's plan is he wants to put funds for the USL and NESL. They're getting screwed with no TV deals. A lot of their money is really from ticket sales, and that is absolutely not sustainable.
No, it's not. And the one thing that bothers me about this whole debate, no promotion relegation, I've been thinking about it more and more. It needs to happen. We talk about this all the time.
Is Arman pro-rel for USA?
No, I'm not, because they want it immediately. It can't happen immediately. It really can't. But at some point, I'm an economics major.
Oh, well,
competition. Come on. Competition is the basis of how we improve. It improves everybody. People are on board with it, and I don't know if MLS can't get on board. It can't happen. I'm telling you, Steven, you can say start your own league. I don't care. It won't happen.
Well, okay, MLS. The question is, how many of it'll be 28 clubs, right, or even 30. How many of those owners would be for it?
0.
Would Martino put some money for the owners?
Because the assumption is, I assume their assumption. Here's what I'm thinking if I'm an owner. Would I accept a system that potentially has me not gaining as much money?
How would you not be gaining as much money?
If you